And what does education do? Education removes fear. That's what education does. But it has to be education in harmony with love. So in other words, if I have an education, say I'm the Catholic Church, and I have an education, to have contraception is unloving, which is their statement basically. Now the education towards all of the parents who are engaging in sexual activity is basically, if you have any form of contraception at all, you're being unloving, and God's going to condemn you. Now that kind of education is archaic and destructive. There's no other word for it. It's archaic, destructive, and it causes many of our problems here on earth, that kind of education. There is ways to prevent procreation and still allow people to have sexual intercourse and desires. But many people in holy churches don't like the concept of people having sex. In fact, the very leadership of the Catholic Church is in direct disharmony with the Bible itself on the matter of whether the priests can be married or not. Like in the book of Timothy, it actually says they can, and yet the Catholic Church says they can't. Right? Now this is an indication of how far a religious order is willing to take their piety to the extent that they're even willing to override the thing they say they base their entire principles on, the Bible, in order to gain power and control. Now this is out of harmony with love greatly. So if we looked at what was loving, we see, okay, from the Bible's perspective, procreation is something that can be allowed. From that perspective, when does a child become a child? My belief is that it's at conception. If I prevent contraception, I'm not being unloving. Conception. Conception. If I prevent conception, I'm not being unloving. But it depends how I use my contraception. If I use my contraception to terminate the pregnancy, now I'm being unloving. If I use contraception to prevent pregnancy, then I'm being less loving. Less unloving, more loving. So it's very important for people to see that there are more unloving behaviours and less unloving behaviours. And an unloving behaviour would be to terminate a child. A loving behaviour would be to prevent a pregnancy. Now, if I am a member of a religion that states that contraception is not allowed, or is damaging to your relationship with God, then I am automatically now promoting